Yeah, don't bother me, kid. Let a nigga live, plus eat, bless the ways and protect my seed. Yeah.
I filter distortion like a magnet. Attract rapping bandits, stretch them and blast them over the canvas. Blatant replies to that blast my exercise won't be televised due to the rise of spirits on my transparent perseverance. Fuck a publisher's clearance, gate keeps running the interference. Yo, you get dissected, the black prospector. I'm cold as a pirate's luger, choke on my Heimlich maneuver. I breathe life in the fire when my designs are tight like pliers. Born in a pillow of barbed wire, taught by Ebenezer Screws in my mom's church choir. The Death Stalker, New York Trentography, the G.O.D., 120 degrees geography. The bronze, thick iron skin without a blemish. Black Lord of all chemists, carry out the death sentence with deadly vengeance. What I'm seeking is your head on the skillet, soaking in burgundy liquid. Self-inflicted wounds, fill pounds of Grant's tomb, and more damage than a monsoon. Niggas explode like aquatic moons. I mutate your functions like a divine evil after midnight at Broadway Junction.
Keep it pumping, yo, yo, yo. Anything you're given can be taken away. Any place, anywhere, anytime, any day. Grave digger forever, so whatever, kid. Hip-hop is like the deadliest biz. The joke, can a nigga live, pay the rent, bless the whiz, master the art, and still not get blasted in the heart?
You're just a weakling, seeking the Pegram stilo. I sting like mosquitoes, 10 times as lethal. The skill of my tongue is similar to Attila the Hun, swinging a sword, grim as gruesome, world renowned like hunger. The mighty hunter in the concrete jungle, doper than ganja. Conquer any style you can conjure. Take your mama's breath away like anacondas. Fronters get cast asunder. Lightning fast, I bring thunder. Ancient rules, blast the mic, crushing fools, paradise, leaving you parasites. Underground, beef is shredded. Paramedics greet you. I defeat crews with parametric EQs. All types of anesthetics are be used. My pressure's like the barometric when I squeeze you. Removed off this earthly ball of clay. Let the chips fall where they may. I'll be serving you all day, every day. Consider you a serious threat, huh? Anyway, grave digger forever, so whatever.
Thank you very much.
To all of you in outer space who might be receiving our signal tonight, and to the rest of you Earthlings, what you have just seen is only the beginning.
The beginning of the 15th annual Baltimore Science Fiction Convention at the Hunt Valley Inn. They call it Balticon. And who is this?
My name is Russell Smullen, computer programmer out of Washington.
I mean, who are you appearing as?
It's a Gorean slavers outfit. Gorean, it's from John Norman's Gore series.
And what does a Gorean slaver do?
Well, as a slaver, he goes around and captures voluptuous females and does whatever he wishes with them.
Is that why you came here?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Well, before this gets out of hand, let's find out just what a science fiction convention is. This fellow is Ray Ridenauer. He's a science fiction convention veteran.
Usually, if you're interested in something that a lot of other people laugh at you for, you can generally find a place here that people will take you seriously as you take yourself and have a good time with it, too. It's science fiction, fantasy, your odd gamesman, you know, people who like to write small magazines, you know, just about anything. And to deal with fantasy in the future and the past, the imaginary past. We're kind of going in all directions.
Marty Geer is in charge of the costume department. There's a costume competition on the opening night of the convention. It's been keeping Marty so busy, the only time we were able to catch up with him was when he was getting made up himself.
Well, it's an excuse for a bunch of people who are called fans, which means they either read science fiction, write science fiction, or just like to have a party weekend to get together. And so that's what the convention is. There are probably as many different reasons for people being here as there are people who are here. Some of them like to get dressed up and put on funny costumes. Others are here to listen to the panelists, which are usually writers or editors or publishers, to get the opportunity to meet the people whose works they enjoy. And for some people, it's a chance to sell things, the huckster's room, the art show. And for still others, it's nothing except a weekend-long beer party.
Don't excite him. He's dangerous when he's excited, don't you? Be careful, he's dangerous. Don't excite him.
Now, what, may you ask, is the difference between science fiction and fantasy?
Science fiction is mainly the extrapolation of known science into what it's going to be like in the future. Fantasy is like our mythology, made flesh and made real, and usually populated with people, you know, that we know. I mean, any writer puts in his friends. So what you have is that you have a fantasy world where the people are your next door neighbors, you know, but they're carrying swords and they're fighting dragons.
I shouldn't be doing this. I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Oh, it's okay, but you have something in... Okay.
I was wrapped my head in ace bandages last year and came as a creature from Star Wars last year, and I figured this was a little less on my face and be a little less hot. I, you know, like fainted on stage last year almost.
How did all this costume business get started in the first place?
It's really started off back in one of the very first science fiction conventions, which was in the 1940s in New York. A group of basically writers and young fans got together, and 2 or 3 of the writers came as spacemen. Long johns dyed some wild color with a fishbowl over their head. And it just became a traditional part of science fiction parties.
Once a year I come here to Balticon to see all my friends and my fans.
I've been going to conventions for 15 years. I've seen some friends 15 times because I've seen them at the same convention every year. I counted one friend I'd seen 15 times. It's a place to meet people, and it's a place that you can actually meet a lot of friends from one area because they come here. It's nice to have that large friend network.
Jane White is doing a job on Marty. As soon as he's finished, she will become a cat.
Meow.
I wonder if staying in the same costume for 3 days, as some of these people do at the convention, I wonder if you begin to act like the character you're portraying.
I try to stay in character. Yes, when I get into one of my costumes. I don't think I go off the deep end like some people do. I remember a girl some years ago who, when she got into her Vulcan costume and makeup, didn't let down her guard the whole weekend. She hardly talked, smiled, or laughed. And I think that's going a little too far.
Now, wait just a minute. What's going on here? We seem to be receiving signals from outer space ourselves. Oh, it's just an old evening story. That's Sun Ra from the planet Zyracon. I guess he was just hanging around in space and saw what was going on. Go back, Ra. Back, back, I say. Back to Zyracon. Whew, that was close. There are a number of categories in the costume competition. Kids, fantasy, most original, science fiction, book, and radio and TV. Now it's Jane's turn.
Jane Sibley is Urban. Ruban. Her fangs are longer than mine. From Anne McCaffrey's Decision at Duna, one of the cat people. Chris Gummer is a Sumerian warlord. We spelled it right the first time. Sumerian warlord. Okay, best book costume. Number 1, Jane Sibley.
She's a winner. The costume competition is over. The party is just beginning. The convention has 2 more days to go. There are going to be some tired Goreans, Wookies, dragons, and vampires by the time Sunday rolls around, but they'll all be back next year. And we'll be back in just a minute.